Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are listening to this, I'm CT Folly Entropy, but you can just call me Entropy, and I welcome you to my second podcast that I have decided to do today. I know you might be looking at me crazy, like, Entropy, what are you doing? You literally just started a podcast and now you're starting a second one. Well, here's why. I'll explain. As of today, I had my first day of school, and it dawned upon me that holy cow, this last year I will be covering so much material and so much information. So for my benefits, I'm deciding to be able to talk out loud about the things about the material I will be going over for my own benefit for me to process, but maybe also for your own benefit to learn something, not as deep as maybe I will be doing it, because this will probably end up being daily except for weekends, because of course I'm not at school on the weekends. But maybe you could listen to an episode occasionally and learn a thing or two, maybe from what I'm learning. So as of right now, because holy cow, I'm covering a ton of books. I didn't expect to receive as many books as I did today, showing just how much I'll be going through. But I can sum all of it up into two separate things: history and ethics. You know, for your own, it's like, why would I even be listening to this? I don't care too much about history. Well, let me kind of sell it to you, all right? I'll give you 3 reasons. So the first reason to why knowing history is important is because of right now there are people with the motives to change or block out certain parts of history. So to know and understand history is important to have before it's changed or the materials to obtain it are lost. The benefit is to keep yourself out of the dark, because I believe there's definitely a higher people that are wanting to take away our knowledge, our power, to control us out of our pure ignorance. So history is incredibly important because it shows the patterns of our time. Because guess what? History repeats itself. A lot of events that are happening in the world are caused by common factors that at first make it seem like a unique circumstance, but are actually events that have taken place. Sometimes in different forms. There's factors that we see throughout history that we can pick up on. With seeing these repeating patterns, we can then predict the future. To know the future is to know the past. And the last reason I can give you is that personally, and lastly, it's fun and entertaining. A lot of things that I have read, whether it's historical documentation or a diary of just some guy, the stories are almost theatric at times. It's almost inspiring, the perspectives, experiences, and hardships that can be seen for the sake of entertainment. So it's definitely worth it. I will be, for most of the time, probably just speaking along material that I find interesting, but also things that are humorous and entertaining to hopefully not just me. But on the other hand, this part I will keep in the last half in the video, and that is ethics, because a lot of this ethics, I go to a Christian school, so a lot of here is about Christian ethics, and it will probably contain things that most people probably won't agree with, but I'm going to talk about this very biasly and like everybody else agrees with me, because this just happens to be the class. But even why you should listen to this as a listener is maybe for the benefit of just being interested, but to me, at least taking a moment to hear ethics from someone who's not just talking your ear off. Well, I am talking your ear off, but for someone who's definitely younger, and I'm not just some professor forcing information upon you, because you can just choose to listen to this. But I was saying that ethics is more than more than morals. Like, for me personally, a lot of the ethics that I have come from the Bible. So I'll be talking very biblically about a ton of things. I'll be talking about the Bible a lot. So me, when it comes to ethics, it's applying scriptures. But really, ethics is even more than applying scripture, but spending time observing ourselves, our world, and our angles to which we perceive reality. From interpreting one thing or another incorrectly or from a different perspective could generally change your life and the lens you look at things through. This could also change how you interact with not only the physical world, but God and His nature alongside spirituality. Like I say, I will say this a lot, I believe this wholeheartedly. The physical world is a manifestation of a spiritual reality. So if you're ever interested in hearing more about that, you just listen to the second half of each episode here, and I'll be here talking about it. Maybe it won't be exactly on focus with everything I just listed, but that's the general idea. Otherwise, that's actually just introduction to what I will be talking about in the future. When it comes to history, it could be things about like the church of the history, the government, general history of the times and culture. It could really vary, and I'm willing to talk about anything. I will talk about it without hesitation. So, otherwise, that's it. This is going to be definitely more of a free-form podcast with just those two focuses, and I will be keeping the other podcast for more of the I don't know what to say, more official topics that I will be putting a lot more emphasis on, whether that's through not only audio, but visuals with me being on camera, because right now this is going to be audio only. Alright, anyway, that's actually it. Thank you for listening to just the introduction to the first episode. Thank you.